My weight loss slowed, but that's not why I decided to move from 7.5 milligrams of Mounjaro to 10 milligrams of Mounjaro. Over time, I noticed my fasting glucose trending upward. It was into the triple digits, and you ideally want it in double digits. And I decided to respond to the data and move up to 10 milligrams. Now, as far as weight loss, between November 1st and January 10th, I lost 3.8 pounds. Now, that's not a plateau where I'm not losing. It's not a stall where I stay at the same, but it is pretty slow weight loss over 10 weeks. So over 10 weeks, I was a slow responder. I think Eli Lilly says that between a half a pound to 2 pounds per week is average. And those 10 weeks, which did coincide with Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's, I averaged 0.38 pounds of weight loss per week. That's okay, but it was a trend and I needed to recognize it. And I want to say that it was a trend because words matter. So this video is not about panic. It's about strategy for me. Here's what actually happened after 4 weeks on Mounjaro 10 milligrams. We'll talk numbers, cravings, and what I actually didn't expect to happen. If you're trying to figure out whether a dose change means that your strategy failed, this video is for you. Honestly, I stayed on 7.5 milligrams for a long time. I did need to move up from 5 milligrams to 7.5 milligrams over the summer, as I wanted to keep my fasting glucose lower than it was, and I also wanted to have a little bit more weight loss. But if you go way back to my videos, probably at the end of August, I said that I was not going to move up from 7.5 milligrams during the school year. I'm an elementary school counselor. And the reason I gave was valid, that I was afraid of gastrointestinal issues working in a school where you cannot have access to the bathroom whenever you need to. I was primarily worried about nausea, vomiting, and diarrhea. The funny thing is, I was worried about those three things, and I've never experienced them on Mounjaro at all. So even when I started noticing my fasting glucose going up, even when I noticed that my weight loss slowing down, because I was worried about the big three, nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, I didn't even consider moving up a dose. I didn't consider that perhaps the tool that I needed to help repair my fasting glucose was one that was available to me all of the time. I didn't look at it like moving up a dose was a failure. I just looked at it through the lens of, I'm afraid to have to use the restroom at work and not be able to get there. And like I said, over time, my fasting glucose was drifting upward. It wasn't a panic, it wasn't a dramatic rise, but it drifted upward. And that's the opposite of why you take a medication like Mounjaro. And if I didn't say so before, I am a type 2 diabetic. I was diagnosed as a type 2 diabetic in August of 2019. So in January, I contacted my doctor to talk about my fasting glucose. We didn't even talk really about my weight. And we decided, why are you trying to white knuckle your way through lowering this fasting glucose when there's a tool available? Mounjaro 7.5 milligrams isn't the highest dose that Eli Lilly offers. I still had 10 milligrams, 12.5, and 15. Let's titrate up to 10 milligrams. That's what I did. And honestly, I didn't think that much would change. All I was looking for was to stabilize my glucose. But keep in mind, over those 10 weeks, between right after Thanksgiving and January 10th, remember, I was averaging only 0.38 pounds lost per week. So I figure, let's see what Mounjaro 10 milligrams does for me. If you're new here, or even if you're in the Reset crew, hi, I'm Anissa, and I'm documenting my journey using Mounjaro, not as an expert, but as someone paying close attention to her own data, her own trends, her own body, and sharing that information with you. So all along, I figured that this dose change was about my fasting blood glucose, my sugar levels. I didn't expect what happened next. So I'm gonna walk you through week by week. Week 1, my body changes. I experienced the first 2 days overwhelming fatigue, so much so that I did not cook on Friday night or Saturday night at all. I didn't cook at all on Saturday. Not breakfast, not lunch, not dinner. That was the fatigue. By Monday morning, the fatigue was gone. It really did not come back. So My body adjusted to that increase in dose pretty fast, and that was good. The other thing that changed in week 1 is my appetite disappeared. The entire week, I did not feel hungry, and it was very challenging to find a way to get my nutrients in, my protein, my carbohydrates, healthy fats, and making sure that I stayed hydrated. I have a difficult time staying hydrated during the best of times, but when I am staying hydrated without an appetite, the water, the beverages fill me up so that I don't even want to eat anything. But I found a way using a lot of Profi, my Quest Protein vanilla milkshake, along with decaf coffee and regular coffee. I think I went through a whole 4-pack of those shakes that first week, and usually those 4 shakes can last me almost a month. Another thing I noticed week 1, I didn't need to buy as much Trident gum. I usually have a voracious sweet tooth, and I satisfy it with sugar-free Jello and Trident gum. Particularly, I think it's called something minty. It's really good. Delicious. Did I say it's delicious? I have to have it. And what I realized was I'd run out of gum, and I didn't stop to buy any more. That's how my sweet tooth just gradually disappeared week 1. Now let's go to week 2. Something different happened week 2. Insomnia. I had not had insomnia since July when I was maybe June. I think in June when I started 5 milligrams of Mounjaro. And I just was surprised because I was on 7.5 milligrams from August 1st until January 10th, and I never had insomnia. And that insomnia hit me hard. It hit me so hard that I didn't sleep the entire second week. Maybe I got 4.5 hours of sleep, which then made me tired, which made me wake up later, which made me not exercise. So it was a vicious cycle. But the sweet tooth stayed away, and my appetite slowly started to rebound. On to week 3. There was still fatigue from the lack of sleep. The insomnia went on for almost half of that week 3. But almost like a light switch flicks on and off, all of a sudden, the insomnia was gone. I was able to get 7.5 hours of sleep one night. And when I say that made a massive difference, it made a difference in just how I woke up. I woke up feeling more refreshed. I also noticed that when I had insomnia, because I would fall asleep at 2 in the morning, I then didn't remember to put my CPAP machine on. So I have obstructive sleep apnea. So not getting sleep and not using your CPAP is a recipe for disaster. And so for week 2 and half of week 3, I was a disaster. I didn't exercise at all, and I didn't feel guilty about it because I couldn't take the little bit of energy I had and, in my opinion anyway, use it to work out. I said take your energy to prepare healthy meals for yourself and your son and to try to relax your body. Week 4 came. No insomnia. Appetite kind of came back. I didn't have trouble eating. Sweet tooth still gone. And then I started thinking, you know what? I thought 7.5 milligrams was my sweet dose. Maybe it's 10 now that my body is adjusting to it. I felt different. I felt mentally stable. I also noticed that when I went to Costco, I did not spend a lot of time searching for sweet, low-carb treats. I didn't spend a lot of time deciding between which flavors of Trident gum or should I get extra gum, looking for sugar-free Jello or sugar-free treats. That's how I know that this dose is working for me too. Now, let's talk about the numbers. This Mounjaro 10 milligrams, remember, between November and January, I averaged 0.38 pounds lost. 0.38 pounds lost per week. I lost a total of 3.8 pounds between November, December, and January. That's all. Guess what? In 4 weeks of Mounjaro 10 milligrams, I've lost 4 pounds. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm averaging 1 pound a week of weight loss on Mounjaro 10 milligrams. And here's the most exciting thing. Week 4, I lost 1.2 pounds of fat according to my SMART scale, and I gained 0.2 of a pound of muscle. So that's an overall 1 pound loss. But guess what, guys? I am doing body recomposition unintentionally. I didn't even lift any weights this week. How does that happen? I don't know, but it did. Maybe it was from walking. Who knows? So right now, my body is not just shrinking, it is recomposing, and my metabolism is adapting to this higher dose. I think it's speeding up. So for me, Mounjaro 10 milligrams lesson was not about on the scale. It's taught me that I should have listened to my body sooner. My body was telling me in November that it was time to move up a dose, but I didn't recognize it. I think if it happens again, I'm going to recognize the signals that my body is giving me. So I want to be clear, I didn't move up because I was afraid. I definitely moved up because my daily glucose was going higher. Right now, it is 7:31 a.m. on Saturday, February 7th. I haven't eaten, I haven't drank anything yet, so I am about to take my blood glucose, my fasting blood glucose. Stay right there and I'll share it with you in real time. Here's my blood glucose meter. Alcohol pad, I use my ring finger, use the side, clean well. Add a meter strip to my meter, and it's now, this says 7:34. My little pip, this is what I use to prick my finger. I use this because these do not hurt. They are micro needles because I do not like to hurt myself. And also, if you're a type 2 diabetic and finger pricking hurts, what I found is if you use the side of the finger, it doesn't hurt. So here we go. And I have some blood meter. Put the blood drop on this strip. Let's see. I'm gonna put it here. I'm hoping I'm in at least 100 or less. 99. Guess what, guys? Before Mounjaro 10 milligrams, when I was on 7.5 milligrams, that number would have been 115. 10 milligrams is working for me. So my daily glucose numbers weren't a crisis at 115, but they weren't working for me. The trend was going up. And now the trend's going down. I have faith that eventually, with 10 milligrams of Mounjaro and with me probably going back to a keto-ish diet, that I'm going to get my blood glucose, my fasting blood glucose around 80. That's what I'm aiming for. My fingers are crossed that I can do it. I need to make sure that from now on, I am not framing these doses emotionally. 7.5 will give me no bad side effects, so don't move up to 10 milligrams. Be afraid that you'll get nauseous or vomit or have diarrhea. I've got to cut that fear out, cut that emotion out. Because if I do get side effects like that, there's a solution, and I needed to talk to my healthcare provider. I let fear of side effects stop me from correcting my higher blood glucose when I never had to do it. Never. The other doses were there. So what has surprised me most on these 4 weeks of Mounjaro 10 milligrams, it wasn't a dramatic shift. It was subtle, but my glucose improved, my cravings quieted, my weight loss increased. Like I said, it wasn't dramatic. It kind of happened so slowly over time that I didn't even realize it. But big changes stack up. Mounjaro 10 milligrams gave my body the support that it needed all along. And for me, sometimes my progress isn't louder, but it's steadier. Next week is going to be a big week for me. It will be my 40th injection. 40 weeks of learning how my body responds to Mounjaro. At the start of this video, I said that when I moved to 10 milligrams, I was not in a panic, that this was strategy. 4 weeks later, I feel the same way. I wasn't chasing a faster number. I was chasing better metabolic health, as a matter of fact. I was learning to respond to my own data, support my body with what it needs, and then report back to you guys. If you want to keep watching this unfold in real time, wins, the adjustments, the honest parts, you're welcome to stay with me. I document this the way that I love to watch other people document their journeys, but just through my lens, my way of storytelling. So injection 40 is next week, and I'm curious what my body will do next. That's what I'm watching now. So if you want to watch the wins, the adjustments, the honest parts, you are welcome here on Reset with Vanessa.
Time to rise up, yeah, we stepping in style. And it's us back with that confident smile. Feeling fierce, we don't chase, we attract. Turning goals into glow, no looking back. Reset, refresh, this the comeback vibe. Body, mind, soul, we feeling alive. Oh, reset with Vanessa. Yeah, yeah. New